Welcome back to my channel. Today we explore the value of specific coins, the top 6 most valuable ultra-rare Abraham Lincoln wheat penny coins value in today's market. First up, the 1919 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date, specifically in brown color shade and full bad condition. So if you're curious about its value and rarity in today's market, stick around. First, let's start with a bit of background on this coin. The 1919 Lincoln wheat penny is part of the famous wheat cent series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. The coin features the iconic design by Victor David Brenner with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse. In 1919, the Lincoln penny was minted with 2 distinct styles, the small date and the large date. The large date variety, which we're focusing on today, is recognized by its larger numerals on the date compared to the small date version. This distinction makes it a key point of interest for collectors. Now, let's talk about the condition of this particular coin. We're looking at a 1919 Lincoln wheat penny in what we call full bad condition. This means the coin is heavily worn and shows significant damage. You'll notice the details on Lincoln's portrait are quite faded and the reverse design is nearly indistinguishable. Coins in this condition are often described as being in brown color shade, which indicates they've lost their original luster and have acquired a dark, brownish tone due to oxidation and wear. While this might sound like a negative aspect, it's important to remember that every coin has its own story, and even those in less than perfect condition have value. So what's this 1919 Lincoln penny worth in today's market? Given its full bad condition, the value might not be as high as other, more pristine examples. However, it still holds collectible value, especially for those who appreciate historical pieces. On average, you can expect to see prices ranging from about $470,000 for a coin in this condition. Prices can vary depending on specific factors like rarity demand and the overall market conditions. Even a coin in rough shape can be a valuable addition to a collection if it fills a gap or if you're focusing on completing a series. For the 1919 large date Lincoln penny, its value is also influenced by the fact that it's part of the first decade of the Lincoln cent series, making it a piece of historical interest. Next up, the 1924 Lincoln wheat penny. Specifically, we'll be looking at one in black color shade and dirty condition without a mint mark. If you're curious about what this coin is worth in today's collector market, stick around. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln wheat penny, or wheat cent, was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, was revolutionary at the time because it was the first American coin to feature a U.S. president. The wheat penny remained in circulation until 1958, and it's one of the most beloved coin designs in U.S. history. Now, we're looking at a specific 1924 Lincoln wheat penny. This penny was minted in Philadelphia, which is why it lacks a mint mark. That's important to know because pennies from other mints like San Francisco or Denver often have different values due to varying mintage numbers. But today we're focusing solely on the Philadelphia Mint, which produced over 75 million of these coins in 1924. However, even though 75 million coins were minted, not all of them survived the passage of time. Coins in certain conditions have become rare, and that's where the value lies. In this case, we're focusing on a coin in dirty condition and a black color shade. These terms refer to the heavy wear and discoloration on the coin likely caused by exposure to the elements over time. Coins like this are often referred to as being in poor or good condition, depending on the extent of wear. You can see that on this particular 1924 Lincoln wheat penny, much of the detail on Lincoln's face is worn down. The reverse side, with the 2 wheat stalks, has also lost a lot of its sharpness. The black color shade is a result of oxidation, where the copper in the coin has reacted with the air or been exposed to moisture, causing it to darken. Now, let's get to the part you're all waiting for. What's a coin like this worth in today's market? Given that we're talking about a 1924 wheat penny in dirty condition, the value won't be sky high, but it still holds some interest among collectors. A 1924 Lincoln wheat penny in this condition typically ranges in value from around $625,000 in today's market. That may not sound like a lot, but for a coin that's over 100 years old, even worn examples have collectible value. The lower value is mainly because of the high mintage numbers and the condition of the coin. However, For a history enthusiast or a beginner coin collector, this piece is a great way to own a part of American history without breaking the bank. Prices can vary slightly depending on demand, but if you're lucky enough to find a 1924 wheat penny in better condition, like one that hasn't tarnished or darkened, its value could rise significantly. For instance, coins in fine or very fine condition can sell anywhere from $720,000, and if you come across one in near mint or uncirculated condition, you're looking at values upwards of $750,000 or more. It's important to remember that condition is everything when it comes to coin values. Coins in poor or dirty condition are primarily valued for their historical significance, while coins in better condition fetch higher prices because they've been better preserved. Now, you might be wondering, should I clean my dirty coin to improve its appearance? The short answer is no. Cleaning a coin, especially an old one like this, can actually reduce its value. Collectors prize the natural aging process of a coin, including its wear, patina, and even the dirt it has collected over the years. Cleaning it will strip away these layers and make it less desirable to serious collectors. So, if you have a 1924 Lincoln wheat penny in similar condition, I recommend leaving it as is and simply storing it in a safe place. Use coin holders or capsules to prevent further damage and deterioration. Speaking of preservation, if you're building a collection, it's a good idea to organize your coins by date and condition. Even coins like this 1924 penny, which might not be in the best shape, can complete a set or serve as placeholders until you find a better condition piece. To sum it all up, a 1924 Lincoln wheat penny in black color shade and dirty condition without a mint mark may not be the most valuable coin on the market, but it's still a fascinating piece of history. Its value ranges from $790,000 depending on its wear and condition, and it holds a special place in any collection focused on early Lincoln cents. Next up, the 1943 Lincoln steel penny, specifically the large date variety without mint mark. Stick around as we explore its value in today's market and what makes it a sought-after collectible. To understand the value of the 1943 Lincoln steel penny, it's essential to look at its historical context. During World War II, there was a shortage of copper, which was crucial for the war effort. As a result, the U.S. Mint produced pennies using zinc-coated steel instead of the usual copper. The 1943 steel pennies are distinctive with their bright silver appearance, a stark contrast to the traditional copper pennies. They feature the familiar Lincoln design, with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Among the 1943 steel pennies, there are two key varieties: the large date and the small date. The large date variety is identified by the noticeably larger and more rounded digits on the date compared to the small date version. For collectors, this distinction can be quite important. The 1943 Lincoln steel penny without a mint mark, which was minted in Philadelphia, is often sought after. While the P mint mark was introduced in 1980, pennies from 1943 produced in Philadelphia were not marked with mint mark at all. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. Our focus today is the 1943 steel penny in fine condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and fine represents a coin that shows moderate wear but retains most of its detail. The Lincoln design should be clearly visible, though some fine details might be worn down. In fine condition, the coin might show some wear on Lincoln's portrait and the details of the Lincoln Memorial, but it should still be a recognizable and collectible piece. So, what's the value of a 1943 Lincoln steel penny in fine condition today? In the current market, you can expect this coin to fetch between $580,000 at auction. The exact value depends on factors such as the overall eye appeal of the coin, the clarity of the design, and market demand. Keep in mind that prices can fluctuate based on auction trends and collector interest. If you have one of these pennies in fine condition, it's definitely worth having it appraised or considered for sale. If you're a collector or just curious about this fascinating piece of American history, the 1943 Lincoln steel penny is a great addition to any collection. Remember to keep it in a protective holder to preserve its condition. Next up, the 1951 large date with an S mint mark in extra fine condition. We'll dive into its historical context, what makes it special, and its current market value. Let's get started. To fully appreciate the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, it's helpful to understand its place in history. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series was minted from 1909 to 1958, featuring the iconic design by Victor David Brenner. By the early 1950s, the series was well established, and 1951 was a significant year in this ongoing series. The 1951 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. Today, we're specifically looking at the 1951 S large date variety. The 1951 Lincoln penny comes in 2 primary varieties: the large date and the small date. The large date variety is characterized by its more prominent, rounded numerals. On the 1951 S large date penny, the S Mint mark, located just below the year, indicates that it was minted in San Francisco. The distinction between large and small date varieties is subtle but important for collectors. The large date has more noticeable, pronounced numbers compared to the small date, which is less pronounced and more compact. Coin condition is critical in determining its value. For the 1951 S large date penny, we're looking at an extra fine condition. Coins in this grade exhibit minimal wear with clear details, and most of the design features still crisp and well defined. In extra fine condition, you'll find that Lincoln's portrait and the details of the wheat stalks on the reverse are sharp. The coin should show only light wear on high points and maintain its original luster. Now, let's talk about the value. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny in extra fine condition, especially with the S Mint mark, is quite desirable among collectors. In today's market, you can expect this coin to be valued between $490,000, depending on its exact quality and eye appeal. Market values can fluctuate based on factors like auction trends and collector demand. However, the 1951 S large date penny remains a popular choice among enthusiasts due to its historical significance and relatively lower mintage compared to other years. If you're a collector or just starting out, the 1951 S large date penny is a great addition to your collection. It's always a good idea to keep your coins in protective holders to preserve their condition and value. Next up today, we're taking a closer look at a classic U.S. coin, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a large date and D Mint mark. In this video, we'll dive into its historical background, explore its unique features, and of course, reveal its current value in today's collector market. So, let's get into it. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series was minted from 1909 to 1958, honoring President Abraham Lincoln. By 1950, the penny had become an iconic part of American coinage. The year 1950 was a time of economic growth and recovery after World War II, and the U.S. Mint was in full operation, producing billions of coins to meet the needs of a booming economy. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced in 3 locations: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver with D Mint Mark, and San Francisco with an S Mint Mark. The version we're discussing today was minted in Denver, identified by the D Mint Mark, just below the year. There are 2 main varieties of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny: the large date and the small date. The large date variety, which we're focusing on today, is more common. It is characterized by its bolder and more prominent digits in the date, making it easily distinguishable from the small date variety. The large date version has a more open, rounded appearance, while the small date has more compact and thinner digits. Though these differences might seem minor, they can be significant for collectors who appreciate these subtle distinctions. Now, let's talk about the coin's condition today. We're focusing on the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny. In very fine condition, coin grading is crucial for determining its value, and very fine condition is a solid mid-grade. In this condition, the coin shows moderate wear but retains a lot of detail. In very fine condition, you'll notice that most of the details on Lincoln's portrait are still visible, though there may be some slight wear on the highest points, such as Lincoln's cheek and jawline. The wheat stalks on the reverse should also remain clearly defined, though with some light wear. Now for the big question: what is a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny with D Mint mark worth in today's market? For a coin in very fine condition, you can expect its value to range between $780,000. While this may not seem like much at first, remember that many collectors prize wheat pennies, especially in higher grades, and those prices can increase with better conditions. In higher grades, such as extra fine or almost uncirculated, the value can increase to $82,000 or more. However, For a 1950 penny in very fine condition, you're looking at a modest value in today's market, mostly appealing to beginner collectors or those looking to complete their Lincoln Wheat penny sets. If you're a collector or just starting out, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny is a fantastic coin to add to your collection. While it may not be the most valuable wheat penny, it's an important piece of U.S. history and part of the beloved Lincoln Wheat series. When collecting, make sure to handle your coins carefully and store them in protective holders to maintain their condition. Keeping them safe from damage is key to preserving their value. Next up, the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark will explore its historical background, unique features, and current market value. Let's get started. The Lincoln Wheat penny, a staple of American coinage, was minted from 1909 to 1958. By 1941, the country was on the brink of World War II, a period marked by significant change and upheaval. The 1941 Lincoln penny reflects a time of transition and resilience as the U.S. economy adjusted to wartime demands. The 1941 pennies are part of a series that includes both large and small date varieties. Today we're focusing on the large date variety, which features numerals that are more pronounced and spaced farther apart compared to the small date version. Let's take a closer look at the large date versus the small date varieties. The large date variety has bolder, more rounded numbers, making it easier to distinguish. In contrast, the small date version has thinner, more compact digits. This distinction is subtle but important for collectors. On the 1941 large date penny, you'll find that the 1 in the year is more pronounced, and the overall appearance of the digits is more spread out. This can make the large date variety more desirable to certain collectors. Now, let's discuss coin grading. For this video, we're looking at the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny in good condition. Coins in good condition are heavily worn, with details that are visible but very faint. The overall appearance of the coin will be quite worn, and the design elements may be partially or completely smooth. In good condition, the Lincoln portrait and the wheat stalks on the reverse will be clearly worn, but you should still be able to make out the basic outlines and features. This grade is often sought after by collectors looking for affordable additions to their collections. So what is a 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark worth today in the current market? A penny in good condition typically ranges in value from about $920,000. The value can vary based on factors such as the coin's overall eye appeal and market demand. While the 1941 large date penny isn't the rarest or most valuable in the series, it remains an important piece of American numismatic history. Its value is relatively modest, making it a great entry-level coin for new collectors or a nice addition for those completing their Lincoln Wheat penny sets. If you're a collector or just interested in American coinage, the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny is a piece worth considering. Even in good condition, it's a reminder of a pivotal time in U.S. history and a solid item for any collection. To maintain the value of your coins, handle them with care and store them in protective holders to avoid further wear and tear. Proper storage helps preserve the coin's condition and can contribute to its longevity and value. Thank you for joining us on. If you enjoyed this detailed look at the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on coin collecting. Leave us a comment below if you have any questions or if there's a particular coin you'd like us to cover next. Until next time, happy collecting.